Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Down to Earth Astronomy. We are once again looking at Elite Dangerous. And today I want to start a new series. For those of you who have stayed with the channel for some time will know that I have already spent quite some time flying to the center of the galaxy. I made a small video series of that. And after I've been mining for quite some time now, I kind of feel like I want to try to go out and explore again. So I thought I would do a bit more in-depth kind of exploration guide, and this is going to be the first video in this series. So today we're just going to talk about the ship, about the fittings, and then later on we're going to talk more about what kind of systems should you go for, what are the most valuable targets, what are we looking for when we're out exploring. Again, I've already been to the center of the galaxy and back. That took me 3 weeks. So I kind of feel like I know-ish what I'm doing. The game has changed since, but for now, let's just go ahead and have a look at this lovely gold-plated Asp Explorer. And let's see how it's outfitted. I kind of feel like this is the optimal outfitting for me. You might think you need something else, but for me this is what I've gone with. For hard points, all empty. So the name of the game here when we're exploring, that is keep your weight down. Weight and jump range. That's the two most important things, because you're gonna be very sorry if you only have like a 10 or 20, even 20 light years would even be I would say unbearable for me. I really want to get up close to that 30 mark. This current jump range is just around 28, which is okay. So again, we're not expecting to encounter any kind of hostiles, so I kept all weapons and all hard points empty to save space. Utility mounts. I've gone full out heat sinks. Mainly because when we're out there, we cannot repair our ship. Once I leave this station, I'm not gonna come back for a couple of weeks, I guess. And that means if I make a mistake and fly too close to a star that might be doing a fuel scoop or whatever, and my ship begins to overheat, I need to reduce that heat, and I need to do it fast. Because if I take damage, I cannot repair my ship before I get home. And that can be very fatal, and you don't want to lose your ship out there, because then you wake up at the last station you docked at, and all your explored data, well, that's gone, and you just wasted God knows how long. So heat sinks, very important to reduce the heat of your ship. The core internals, lightweight alloy, again lightweight. I could actually power the ship on a class 4D power plant, even though this can fit up to class 5. I choose to go down in size because of the weight. Same thing with the thrusters, 4D, as light as possible. This does make the ship feel quite heavy, almost like one of the transporter ships. But I think it's a fair trade-off, because we're anyway going to spend most of our time in Super Cruise, so I guess it's okay that it feels a bit heavy once I'm in normal flight mode. Frame shift drive though, you don't want to be slacking here. You really want that 5A, at least for the Explorer, but you want the best frame shift drive you can get, because jump range, that's really the name of the game here. That's the most important thing. 4D life support, lightest life support we can get our hands on, and 4D power distributors, again, as light as possible. So we just need to make this ship run, and we don't really need any fancy equipment because we don't have any weapons to power, so this will do. And again, sensors, 5D, keep it light, and the standard fuel tank, and that's pretty much the internals. So again, most of my stuff here is derated, apart from the frameshift drive, and it's all about keeping the ship as light as possible. For the optional internal slots, I have gone with a fuel tank in my class 6. You could go with a fuel scoop here and the fuel tank down here. That depends on if you would rather stop along the way and fuel scoop. How I personally prefer to do it is I will find an area that I find interesting, and then I will just go there and not stop unless I find something very interesting along the way. And then I will fly around that area, explore that, and then I will move on to the next area. That means that sometimes there can be vast distances between these areas, so you definitely want a large fuel tank to store all that fuel, which will increase your range. And of course the fuel scoop, because that should be obvious, we cannot dock once we are out there, so our only source of fuel will be scooping at the stars. Then I have an auto field maintenance unit, and what this does is it allows you to repair your modules, not your ship, only your modules. That's all your internal modules that you can repair with this. And again, if you begin to take heat damage, if you begin to damage some of your equipment, you definitely want that, because you don't want any of your equipment dying on you out there. So you want something that enables you to repair that in case you get too comfortable with a star. Then I chosen a rather maybe odd choice, but I actually chose to go with a cargo rack. I had a spare class 3. Here you could go with a fuel tank to get you that little bit of extra range. I went with a cargo rack simply because that I don't know what I will encounter out there. As far as I know, there shouldn't be anything special scoopable out there, but again, you never know. And I definitely don't want to be sitting 1 week's worth of travel from the nearest station to figure out that I have this very interesting rock or whatever lying right in front of me and I can't scoop it because, well, my cargo hold is not existing. So I choose to go with a cargo rack. Then we have a planetary vehicle hangar, which allows to have just one of the small buggies on board. And again, this allows me to expand my search to also search the surface of planets without an atmosphere, which I think is pretty nice. Just for the fun of it, to see what's actually out there. We of course have a vehicle, and then we come down to a detailed surface scanner. Again, this is probably one of the two most important modules. That's the detailed surface scanner and the advanced discovery scanner. The detailed surface scanner allows you to scan the surface of planets, and you can actually sell that for a lot, especially if you find planets that are suitable for life, or if you find any planets that actually has some kind of life on it, and the detailed surface scanner will tell you if you do so. The advanced surface scanner, quite an expensive module, 1.5 million. They come in 3 versions. There's the basic discovery scanner that has a range of 500 light seconds, I think. Then there's the intermediate. What's the name of it? Let me have a look. I actually forgot the name of the medium one. Stellar body scanners. Yeah, intermediate discovery scanner. So you can see here, where's the range? Active range. Yeah, here we go. So this is 1,000 light seconds for the intermediate, 500 for the basic, and well, infinite range on the advanced. So that means if you have the advanced scanner, you would automatically scan the whole system, which is pretty nice, so you don't have to fly around looking for planets and you're sure you're not missing anything, which would really be a shame. So that's pretty much the loadout. I don't think I forgot anything. Oh, no. Back. No, the last thing is just the cosmetics of the ship, where I have the gold paint and I have a few emblems on, just to make it a bit more pretty. because there's gonna be so many people out there who's gonna be able to see it. So that's the setup. That's the ship I'm gonna be going with. And of course, firing group wise, I have my advanced discovery scanner, and I have my one of the heat sinks just mapped to my secondary fire. And if I run out of charges on one, I'll just move it down to the next, and the next, and the next, and so forth, so that we can easily and very quickly launch one of the heat sinks to reduce our heat in case we overheat. But again, that's the ship. I will go into more details with the actual exploration in the next video. But for now, this is just the fittings. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you find it interesting, if you find it useful, consider giving a like down below. If you do anything else with your exploration ship, post your fit, post a link to it. I'll be happy to discuss how you set up your exploration ships. This has been Down to Earth Astronomy, and until next time, have a good one.